Stand clear of the closing doors! This video is one of my 10-chapter series exploring San Diego, focusing on public transportation, how it works, and where it falls short. Before we begin our ride, let me introduce myself. I'm Transit Nomad, a world traveler, business owner, music composer, filmmaker, and life coach on a mission to explore cities through the lens of public transportation. Please consider paying your fare by liking and subscribing or buying me a coffee using the link below. All aboard, let's go! Our next chapter is frequencies, schedules, and operating hours. San Diego Trolley runs between approximately 5 a.m. and midnight every day, which is about average in comparison with other cities in the United States. The only part of the network with decent frequencies is the southern portion of the Blue Line between San Diego downtown and the Mexican border, where trams run every 7 minutes during peak hours and every 15 minutes during off-peak hours. The frequency on the rest of the Blue Line, the Green Line, and the Orange Line is 15 to 30 minutes, which is not very good. And yes, half of the Blue Line trams have their last stop in downtown and do not travel the rest of the line. And if you're traveling after 7 p.m., be sure to check the schedule, as you may have to wait for 30 minutes. San Diego Trolley Network should definitely consider offering better frequencies and possibly extending operating hours if it wants to be more competitive. As for San Diego Bus Network, aside from a few main corridors, the frequencies and operating hours are terrible, especially during off-peak hours, in the evenings, and on weekends. San Diego MTS seems to be thinking that people only need to ride buses on weekdays during peak hours. During this time, more popular routes run every 15 minutes, while less popular routes run every 30 minutes. Be sure to know your bus schedule, as you might have to wait for 30 minutes to an hour outside of peak hours. And on weekends, you should probably forget about buses completely, especially after 7 p.m. There are some exceptions with decent service, such as Line 7, 10, 215, 227, and a few others. So if your hotel, residence, or workplace is located close to one of those lines, then you are in luck. Otherwise, you'll probably be spending half of your day commuting. Needless to say, there is no 24-hour bus service in San Diego, unfortunately. The good news is that most San Diego bus drivers usually try to follow schedules, and the information provided by Google Maps, Transit, or other bus tracking apps is usually accurate. So my overall score for San Diego public transportation frequencies, schedules, and operating hours is 4 out of 10. Before we move on to the next chapter, I'd like to remind you that this video is one of 10 episodes that are released over time. And there is an easy way to get access to all my videos much earlier, with more exclusive content, my PDF travel guides, voting rights, live streams, and the ability to make new like-minded friends through a new, awesome private community that I created on Buy Me a Coffee. Trust me, it's not just a donation. You'll get value out of it. I also offer personal consulting for planning your next trip, improving your productivity, starting a new business, marketing, budgeting, video production, photography, communication, dating, and general well-being. Simply click on the link below or go to buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad to check out your options. I promise that every dollar you contribute will be spent on producing new content. I'm not going to waste it on coffee. Our next chapter is going to be route coverage, transfers, signage, and convenience.